My beloved child, pause for a moment and let your heart be still, for I wish to speak directly to you with words meant to anchor your spirit in unwavering faith, boundless love, and the promise of everlasting protection that I extend to you each day. Even when you feel isolated or burdened by the weight of your own struggles, know that I am near, guiding you toward the path of light and restoration, so you may experience the fullness of my presence. I am forever watchful over you, as a shepherd watches over his flock, ensuring that no hidden valley or shadowed corner can rob you of my care. I see your heart's yearning for comfort and strength, and I will fill those empty spaces with my power, enabling you to stand firm even when the storms rage. Trust that as you walk through the valleys of doubt, I am the one who illuminates the darkness and brings you safely toward greener pastures. You are neither alone nor forgotten, because I hold you continuously in the palm of my hand, and I promise to remain by your side always, inviting you to step forward with a hopeful spirit. My dear one, do not think for a moment that you have been overlooked, for I have engraved your name upon my heart, and my love for you cannot be measured by worldly standards or fleeting circumstances. I am the eternal foundation upon which you can confidently build your life, so do not hesitate to confide in me, to rest in my unchanging nature. Even when doubt whispers in your ear and fear tries to cloud your vision, you must remember that I have overcome all obstacles, and I invite you to share in that victory. So hold on tightly to this promise and know that your future is secure in my hands, for I intend to bring forth blessings that surpass your greatest expectations. You are cherished, you are valued, and I will never abandon you. So walk with renewed conviction, knowing I lead you forward in hope. I see the depths of your heart, the lingering questions that swirl in your mind, and the silent tears that fall when no one else is around to witness them. I am attuned to every nuance of your inner struggles, fully acquainted with your weariness, your dreams, and the hidden sighs that you release in the quiet hours of the night. Know that none of your tears are wasted, for each of them is precious to me, and I collect them as a testimony of your resilience and desire to find solace in my love. Do not believe the voice that tells you you're unworthy or that your pain goes unnoticed, for I, the Creator of heaven and earth, care deeply for every heartbeat that animates your being. Take courage, beloved child, and be assured that I hold every portion of your story in my hand, working all things together for your good in due season. Open your heart fully to the profound truth that you are set apart for a divine purpose, for I have called you by name and fashioned you with extraordinary intention. You are, in my eyes, a shining jewel whose worth surpasses mere earthly treasures, and I delight in the radiance of your soul. Too often, people look to their accomplishments or to the affirmations of others to find value. But I encourage you to look to me, the one who formed you in your mother's womb and breathed life into your being. Your origin is found in me, and your purpose is rooted in my perfect plan, which cannot be thwarted by any challenge you face. Hear my voice in your spirit. I have known you before you took your first breath, and I will continue to watch over every step you take, urging you to rise above your fears in confident faith. I acknowledge that this world can be harsh, weighed down by anxieties, misunderstandings, and the relentless drive for success. Nevertheless, I remind you that you do not walk this path unaided, for my wisdom and grace envelop you like a shield. The burdens you carry, some inherited, some self-imposed, some thrust upon you by circumstance, are not yours to bear alone, because my arms are open, ready to lift the weight and shoulder the load. Trusting in me is not a sign of weakness, but a declaration of faith in a faithful God who has repeatedly proven his love for creation. As you lay your concerns before my feet, watch how I transform ashes into beauty, fear into courage, and despair into vibrant hope, for I excel in creating triumph from what appears broken. Yes, you may stumble, but I will catch you, and in time, you will see my power revealed beyond any measure you once envisioned. There is no sorrow I cannot mend, no question I cannot answer, and no valley so dark that my light cannot penetrate its shadows. Your tears and your laughter, your cries and your songs, all of these pour out from the essence of who you are, and I treasure every part of you. When you feel like the darkness is too intense and that you cannot rise above the waves threatening to submerge you, call upon me. I will extend my hand, just as I did for my disciples when they felt overwhelmed by the wind and the sea. I am your unwavering anchor in the midst of uncertainty, and I promise that I will never leave your side, urging you instead to hold on to my steadfast truth. Do not fear the challenges that lie before you. Instead, come to me with sincere prayer, because my ear is inclined to every word you speak. Remember that the prayers of my faithful ones have roused nations and turned hearts of stone into hearts of flesh. Even a prayer whispered between tears carries immense power when offered with genuine trust, for my spirit dwells among those who seek me in humility. Cast aside any belief that you must present a polished version of yourself before approaching my throne. I long for your authentic self, raw emotions, honest confessions, unfiltered desires. As you willingly open your soul to me, I will respond with comfort, clarity, and a peace that surpasses all human understanding. You might wonder why certain seasons stretch into long nights of waiting, or why certain prayers seem to remain unanswered. Yet I assure you, beloved child, that my timing is never late, nor is my plan flawed. Sometimes, what appears as a delay is an essential refining process for your heart, shaping you to be more attuned to my voice and more compassionate toward others who suffer. Know that I see the grand tapestry of eternity, weaving your present story into a much larger narrative of redemption and grace. In due time, you will look back and realize that every moment of waiting, every step forward or backward, was an integral stroke of the masterpiece I am creating in your life. Stand with confidence, for my wisdom far exceeds human logic, and my love never fails those who lean upon it. I rejoice every time you draw near, every time you set aside your burdens and simply rest in my presence, letting your soul absorb the reassurance that I have always intended for you to receive. Your worth is not dictated by the opinions of others or the fleeting measurements of success in your society, but by the unchanging truth of my love. Breathe in that love and let it dissolve every lie that has tried to label you as unimportant or cast aside. Even if the world fails to see your uniqueness, I celebrate it constantly, calling you my treasured creation. So lift your eyes beyond the cares of today and see how my arms stretch out toward you in unwavering compassion, ready to uplift you and strengthen your resolve. I know the battles you face, whether they are hidden within your mind or displayed in your outward circumstances. Perhaps you wrestle with doubts about your future, wondering if there is a plan for you at all, or if this sense of drifting is permanent. Let me remind you, child, that I orchestrate every event under the sun, and you are no exception to my tender care. In the same way I guided Noah through the flood, I will guide you through this season of uncertainty, showing you where to find stable ground even when the waters are high. My methods may at times be mysterious to you, but rest assured I am always at work, painting a mosaic of grace across the canvas of your life. Receive this truth. You are never alone, for my presence is constant, and I will lead you through every desert you traverse until you arrive at a land flowing with hope. When temptation rears its head and tries to convince you to abandon the path of righteousness, remember that my power is made perfect in your weakness. The lure of the world may shine like a brilliant illusion, but its light fades quickly, leaving hearts empty. Keep your gaze fixed upon me, because the glory I bestow does not tarnish or fade. It shines more brightly as you draw closer to me in humility and trust. I am the vine, and you are the branches. Abide in me, and you will flourish, even in environments that seem inhospitable to your spirit. My child, stay steadfast, for in perseverance you will discover a deeper level of strength you never knew resided within you. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the refusal to let fear dictate your choices, and I am here to fortify your resolve every step of the way. I see you when you yearn for connection and understanding, yet you find yourself feeling isolated, as though no one around you truly comprehends the burdens of your soul. Do not be ashamed of this loneliness, for even the greatest warriors of faith experienced moments of solitude and questioned their paths. Remember Elijah, who felt alone and wanted to give up. I met him at his breaking point and reminded him he was not forsaken. In the same way, I stand before you, offering nourishment for your heart and direction for your spirit. I long to be the one who understands you completely, who listens without judgment, and who offers unending grace. Dare to believe this promise. You are not isolated in your struggle, for my spirit unites my children, creating an unbreakable bond of fellowship even across oceans of time and space. There is a gentle invitation I extend to your soul every day. Come away with me for a moment and set down the anxieties that plague you. Lay those fears, those worries about finances, relationships, health, and the future at the foot of my throne, and watch how I transform them. The simplest prayer, the faintest cry for help, echoes through the halls of heaven, and I respond with a love more powerful than any force that might stand against you. You need not recite lengthy orations or prove your worth with flawless deeds. It is your honesty, your childlike dependence on me, and your willingness to admit you cannot do this alone that awakens my miraculous intervention in your life. So rest in the assurance that even if you stumble over your words, I hear the cry of your heart. I promise you this. My protection surrounds you like a fortress that no enemy can breach, and my angels stand guard at every side. Even in times of adversity, when it seems all is lost and your resources are depleted, open your eyes of faith and see how I make a way through the wilderness. Your circumstances may tell you there is no hope, but I am the author of redemption stories beyond count. Just as I delivered Daniel from the lion's den, I will shield you from the snares that threaten to devour your spirit. No weapon formed against you will prosper, for I place my divine hand upon your life and set a hedge about you. This is your inheritance as my beloved, and no power on earth or beyond can alter it. Consider the lilies of the field, how they do not labor or spin, yet I clothe them in resplendent beauty beyond the robes of kings. If I so lovingly care for the flowers that bloom for a moment and then fade, how much more will I care for you, the one whom I created in my own image? Let that assurance comfort your anxious heart. The economies of the world may tremble, storms may roll across continents, and people's hearts may faint with fear. But you, my precious child, remain under my all-encompassing protection and care. Walk forward in this knowledge, stepping with calm boldness into the uncharted territory before you, because you know who holds you firmly in his hands. Your journey is not random or haphazard. I am using both the joys and trials in your life to shape you into a reflection of my glory. Do not be discouraged if you experience setbacks or if progress seems painfully slow, for the transformation of a soul is often a subtle process, unfolding in the quiet corners of your daily life. Just as seeds sprout beneath the soil before they burst through the ground, so too does the work I do in your heart take root unseen before it blossoms into visible change. Keep sowing seeds of love, faith, and compassion in every season, and you will reap a harvest of righteousness. not by your own might, but by my Spirit empowering you. Take heart in this promise. You will see the fruits of your labor, and my favor will rest upon you as you remain faithful. When the winds of adversity blow fiercely, and the night seems endless, cling to the remembrance of how I have rescued you in the past. Reflect on the times when despair seemed inevitable, yet hope broke through like the first rays of morning sunlight. Remember the testimonies of my people across centuries, from Abraham to David to Mary Magdalene, each one encountering grace beyond their capacity to comprehend. Their stories serve as anchors, confirming that I am the God who heals the brokenhearted and sets the captives free. Do not fear this momentary season of hardship, for it is no match for my everlasting power, and I am molding you into a beacon of hope for others. Indeed, your own testimony will ignite faith in hearts that have grown cold, and I will use your story to display my compassionate nature to those who doubt. My arms are always open wide to receive you just as you are, without pretense or precondition. You do not need a pristine record or an unblemished life story to come before me. My grace does not operate on a merit-based system. The same grace that pardoned the thief on the cross and restored the prodigal son is accessible to you here and now. The question is not whether my love is sufficient, but whether you will dare to accept it with childlike trust. Release the guilt, the shame, and the sense of unworthiness that weigh you down, for my forgiveness flows like a vast, unstoppable river, washing over every transgression and every regret. If you allow yourself to be immersed in that current, you will emerge renewed, soul cleansed, spirit uplifted, and ready to embrace a future unburdened by past failures. I understand the confusion you sometimes feel, wondering which direction to take when multiple paths open before you. As you seek guidance, remember that my word is a lamp to your feet and a light to your path, illuminating the steps you must take one at a time. You need not see the entire roadmap for your life's journey. Only trust me enough to place one foot ahead of the other in faith. I will lead you with gentle nudges, open certain doors, and close others, all while giving you the discernment to understand which way aligns with my heart for you. As you practice this mindful dependence, you will find that my voice becomes clearer and your heart becomes more accustomed to my guidance, allowing you to move forward with greater confidence and poise. Remember that I do not expect you to navigate life's complexities in isolation. I have placed people around you, friends, family, mentors, and fellow believers, to uplift and encourage you. Do not hesitate to seek support from those who share your faith in me, because I often speak through the counsel and comfort of others who are walking a similar path. The body of believers is designed to function as a community, bearing one another's burdens and rejoicing in each other's victories. You are not meant to be a lone wanderer in this world, for together, my children form a tapestry of hope and love that testifies to my enduring goodness. Embrace the warmth of fellowship and watch how I move through shared prayers, acts of service, and collective worship, enriching your faith beyond measure. Lift up your eyes and see the new horizons I have set before you. Even the desert has its hidden springs, and I am the one who brings water to parched lands, refreshing weary souls. Do not let the pain of yesterday block the blessings of tomorrow, for I am a God of fresh beginnings, mercifully allowing your spirit to reset and rise anew each day. Look to the example of the Apostle Paul, who overcame his troubled past to become one of my most zealous messengers of grace. If I could transform him, rest assured that I can transform you as well, replacing your uncertainties with bold faith and your wounded dreams with visions of hope. Let this be the day you decide to claim my promises as your own and move courageously into the future I have laid out for you. When guilt consumes you, saying you have strayed too far, recall the story of the prodigal son who squandered his inheritance, yet received an extravagant welcome upon returning home. That same forgiveness and celebration await you each time you turn toward me. No matter how many missteps you have taken, my forgiveness remains boundless. Lay down your self-condemnation, for I am slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love. Let that truth penetrate the walls you have built around your heart, dismantling every barrier of shame. Embrace my redemption, for I have cast your sins as far as the east is from the west, and I remember them no more. Let that joyful revelation spur you on to a life brimming with gratitude and worship, for indeed you have been set free by the power of my love. Some days the pangs of heartbreak might seem to overwhelm every other emotion, clouding your vision so completely that hope becomes difficult to muster. Yet I urge you not to concede defeat or surrender to despair. Look to my Son's journey on earth, where he walked among those who were broken, extending compassion and healing to the blind, the sick, and the grieving. In the same way, my heart aches for your suffering, and I stand ready to heal your wounds and restore your joy. The cross was not the end of the story. Resurrection came on the third day, proving that life triumphs over death, and light outshines even the darkest night. Invite me into the places you have closed off in bitterness or resignation, and watch as I bring forth life from what once appeared beyond redemption. I take great delight when you choose compassion over judgment, mercy over vengeance, and kindness over indifference. As you reflect my character in your everyday interactions, you mirror the glory of my kingdom to a world in need of hope. Do not underestimate the power of a gentle word, a thoughtful gesture, or a selfless act. These are seeds sown into the hearts of others, often germinating into a harvest of gratefulness and transformed lives. While grand endeavors can certainly serve my purposes, it is often through simple acts of love that I perform my most profound miracles. Continue to be my hands and feet in this world, extending my grace wherever you go, confident that every seed of kindness has eternal significance in ways you cannot fully comprehend. Beloved child, you may wonder if you have the strength to face tomorrow when today already feels so heavy. Yet I remind you that my grace is sufficient for you, and in your weakness, my strength is revealed all the more. Even the great heroes of faith had moments of frailty, times when they questioned their capacity to fulfill my calling. From Moses, who felt unworthy to lead, to Jeremiah, who felt too young, I have consistently chosen imperfect vessels to showcase my perfect power. You are not defined by your limitations, but by the extraordinary potential unleashed when you rely on me. Each new day brings fresh mercy, so do not borrow tomorrow's troubles. Instead, trust that my sustaining grace will carry you, moment by moment, through whatever challenges arise. Sometimes, the magnitude of my love can be difficult to fathom, especially when the storms of life obscure your vision. During such times, recall the image of a shepherd who leaves the 99 sheep to search for the one that is lost. You are that one, and I will not rest until I have drawn you back into my protective embrace. My devotion toward you is not merely a passing sentiment. It is a covenant forged in eternity, upheld by my unchanging nature. Breathe in that reality. Allow it to soothe your anxieties and give you the courage to face every obstacle. You need only accept that love. Hold it closely and let it become the cornerstone of your faith, the reason you press on day after day with hope and anticipation. It is natural to seek validation from the world, but I advise you to seek primarily the approval of my Spirit. When you gauge your worth by human standards, you expose yourself to disappointment, for the world's definition of success is fickle and ever-shifting. Instead, anchor your sense of identity in who I say you are. My beloved, my ambassador, my precious masterpiece. When you choose to ground yourself in this unshakable truth, external pressures lose their ability to steal your joy. True freedom emerges when your identity is tied not to your performance, but to my unchanging word. Therefore, hold fast to the knowledge that you are cherished without reservation, no matter the voices that attempt to tell you otherwise. I call you mine, and that alone defines your worth. Take courage when facing relational fractures or misunderstandings, for I can mend hearts estranged by conflict and bring unity where division once prevailed. Just as I reconciled humanity to myself through the life, death, and resurrection of my Son, I can also reconcile broken friendships and shattered families. Approach these situations with humility and earnest prayer, asking me to soften hearts and create a space for honest dialogue infused with patience and empathy. I may prompt you to seek reconciliation or speak words of forgiveness. Follow that prompting, trusting that I will guide every conversation and soothe every wound. Though the process may be painful, never forget that I am the God who makes a way, and I delight in seeing my children dwell in harmony and love. Do not fear the future, nor be paralyzed by regrets of the past. I hold your past, present, and future within my boundless perspective. My mercies allow you to learn from mistakes without being chained by them, and my favor provides reassurance that you can move forward with hope, no matter the uncertainties on the horizon. Even when the world changes rapidly, with new pressures emerging at every turn, I remain constant, a steadfast pillar of truth and righteousness. Rest in this constancy, and let it embolden your every step. When your mind is besieged by anxious thoughts, whisper my promises to your soul and witness how quickly my peace envelops you. You have nothing to dread, for my plans for you are good, brimming with a future and a hope that stretches into eternity. Your life is more than just tasks, schedules, and responsibilities. It is a tapestry of divine moments that beckon you to draw closer to me. Cultivate an awareness of my presence even in the mundane aspects of your day, for I delight in communing with you, from sunrise to sunset and every moment in between. A short prayer, a simple word of thanks, or a heartfelt sigh can all be offerings of worship in my sight, bridging the gap between heaven and earth. Do not underestimate how these small interactions with me can infuse your spirit with renewed vigor and transform your perspective entirely. Let me be your companion in all you do, guiding your hands and heart, infusing your daily routine with celestial purpose. I invite you now to lay your burdens at my feet. Let every worry, doubt, fear, and lingering hurt flow from your heart into my capable hands. In return, I will fill you with my peace, a peace unlike anything the world can offer, a peace that stands firm even in the midst of raging storms. Breathe in that peace and exhale the tensions that have constricted your soul. Trust that I can handle what you cannot. My shoulders are wide enough to carry the universe, and certainly they can carry your concerns. The key is surrender, an intentional act of relinquishing control and embracing the truth that my plan outshines any plan you could devise on your own. You will see, in my timing, how intricately I weave every circumstance for your eventual good. Believe it when I say I have wonderful plans for you. These plans may not always align with your immediate desires, but they are infinitely higher and more fulfilling than you can imagine. I am crafting opportunities, forging connections, and orchestrating events that will reveal the depth of my faithfulness to you. Stay vigilant in prayer and keep your spirit attuned to my lead, for your greatest breakthroughs often arrive disguised in unexpected ways. Do not prematurely dismiss anything that unfolds in your life. Instead, bring it to me and ask for wisdom in discerning the route I would have you take. Trust that I waste nothing in your life. Not a single tear or lesson is in vain, and each day is another chapter in the wondrous story I am writing with you. You might feel that you have little to offer, that your talents pale in comparison to those around you. Let me remind you that even the smallest offering can be multiplied by my power to achieve miraculous results. Recall how a humble boy's lunch of 5 loaves and 2 fish fed thousands when blessed by my Son. Your gifts, no matter how modest, can be a conduit for incredible impact when surrendered into my hands. Therefore, do not hide your abilities under a cloak of insecurity. Bring them forth with humility and confidence in my sovereignty, and watch as I take the little you have to give and transform it into blessings that ripple out to touch countless others. I celebrate your unique contributions, and I long to see you flourish in the purposes I've set aside for you. When you feel the sting of rejection, whether from family, friends, or the wider world, remember that my Son himself was rejected and misunderstood during his time on earth. Yet that did not diminish my love for him or weaken the ultimate mission he carried out. In the same way, your worth is not determined by human acceptance, but by my unshakable commitment to you. Every time someone fails to see your true value, remind yourself that I have claimed you as my own, and nothing can sever that bond of love. Let any sorrow or bitterness be healed by my Spirit, who empowers you to forgive as you have been forgiven. Embrace my acceptance, which stands as the cornerstone of your identity, secure and immovable amid life's shifting sands. Hold fast to hope, dear one. Even in the bleakest seasons, a single spark of hope can ignite your determination to press on. That spark grows into a flame when fanned by my promises and nurtured by time spent in my presence. Let your heart burn with anticipation for the good things I have in store, for a future bursting with grace and possibility. Your current struggles, painful as they may be, are not your final destination. I specialize in turning tragedies into testimonies and heartbreak into hallelujahs. As you cling to hope, let it open your eyes to the subtle rays of my glory, shining even in places you once deemed hopeless. Know this: your story is not over, and I remain the steadfast author who will bring it to completion. When you look to the horizon and see the clouds gathering, do not tremble with apprehension, for storms have a way of showcasing my might and further refining your faith. Noah encountered a deluge that seemed to erase the known world, yet through that tempest, I demonstrated my power and fidelity, preserving the righteous and establishing a fresh covenant. Remember, a rainbow always follows the rain, a sign that my promises stand firm despite the chaos. So face your storms with boldness, anchored in the assurance that I walk beside you. Let your trials become an opportunity to witness miracles, the likes of which can only be revealed when you trust me in the midst of life's fierce torrents. It matters little what shape your burdens take, whether they are relational, financial, emotional, or spiritual. I am capable of lifting every weight, mending every fracture, and guiding you through every labyrinth. Your role is to be honest with me about your struggles, to unearth your vulnerabilities, and to invite me into those spaces that you might prefer to keep hidden. My healing power thrives in transparency. If you keep me at a distance or only present the parts you find acceptable, you block the full extent of my transformative work. So take the leap, child, and let me in completely. You will find a safe haven within my embrace, and I will set about revitalizing every aspect of your life from the inside out. I rejoice when you choose to commune with me, whether through scripture, prayer, worship, or quiet reflection. These disciplines are not empty rituals, but the lifeblood of our relationship, a channel through which my spirit flows into your spirit, renewing your mind and aligning your heart with my will. Each time you open your Bible or whisper a prayer, you are essentially stepping into my throne room, where divine conversations take place. Cherish these sacred moments, for they fortify your spirit and sharpen your awareness of my presence. As you cultivate this intimacy, you will develop an ear attuned to my voice, discerning it above the clamor of the world's many distractions. In my presence, you will find fullness of joy and clarity that no earthly pursuit can replicate. Let the knowledge of my unconditional love be a calming balm when waves of anxiety threaten to drown your peace. Anxiety often stems from uncertainty, from an inability to see beyond your immediate challenges. But remember, I see the entire path from beginning to end, and I walk with you through each chapter of your life. I work tirelessly behind the scenes, arranging solutions long before you even realize a problem exists. Rest in my capability and my benevolence, and watch as anxiety gives way to composure and quiet confidence in my sovereignty. Even when you cannot grasp the full picture, trust that my hand is guiding events toward my ultimate goodness in your life. Breathe deeply and remember, you are never alone, for I am always with you, enveloping you in my infinite love. Today, I want you to envision the positive future I have in store for you, a tomorrow brimming with promises yet to unfold. Lift your gaze from the limitations of the present moment and see how my blessings extend beyond what your eyes can currently perceive. You will discover a renewed sense of purpose that motivates you to persevere even when the road ahead looks steep. My spirit will whisper encouragement to your heart, illuminating new avenues of opportunity and helping you navigate obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Hold on to this vision and let it energize your faith, propelling you forward with excited anticipation of all the ways I will demonstrate my limitless grace. The best is indeed yet to come, and I stand at your side, cheering you on to greater heights of trust and courage. In times of spiritual dryness, do not lose heart. Seasons of struggle are often preludes to remarkable growth. Think of how seeds lie dormant under frosty ground before spring revives them with warmth and rain. Your heart, too, may feel barren now, but I am preparing to drench your spirit with new life. Draw near to me in genuine openness, acknowledging your dryness and your yearning for refreshing. I will pour out my living water upon your soul, ensuring that you blossom at the appointed time. Do not force growth by your own strength. Yield to my Spirit's gentle guidance, and watch as your parched inner landscape is transformed into a garden of vibrant faith and unshakable joy. Even in the desert, streams of living water will flow at my command. You have questioned your significance, wondering if your role in my kingdom matters. Let me assure you that each person I have called contributes uniquely to the grand design of redemption and love that spans eternity. Just as individual threads combine to form a tapestry, so too does each life add invaluable color and texture to the unfolding story of my grace. No act of service is too small to be noted, no gesture of kindness too insignificant to leave a lasting impact. Embrace your spiritual gifts and passions, and do not compare them to those of others. I designed you intentionally, equipping you with abilities meant to bless the world and honor my name. Your faithfulness in small things paves the way for greater assignments that glorify me even more profoundly. When you stand at the crossroads of critical decisions, I implore you to take refuge in prayer, seeking my counsel before charting a course. Let the convictions of your heart, shaped by my Spirit, guide your steps rather than transient human reasoning. Remember how Joshua consulted me before leading my people into new territory, and see how my guidance spared them from calamity. I will do the same for you, illuminating the path that aligns with my purposes. If you find yourself in error, I will gently steer you back, for my grace functions even in your mistakes. Allow yourself the humility to acknowledge your dependence on my wisdom, and you will discover that my guidance is a steadfast compass when the complexities of life threaten to bewilder. My child, do not live in the shadow of condemnation. You are redeemed by my unfathomable love, ransomed by a sacrifice whose power knows no bounds. Accepting this redemption means releasing yourself from the prison of guilt that stifles your joy. When I declare you forgiven, I do not want you to remain tethered to past regrets. Instead, celebrate the freedom my son's sacrifice has granted you and dance in the liberty of a reconciled relationship with me. Each new sunrise is a testament to the fact that my mercies are fresh every morning, so greet each day with gratitude, unburdened by yesterday's failings. You are free, beloved, and your future sparkles with opportunity for growth and renewal under the shelter of my unwavering devotion. Invite my spirit to saturate every facet of your life, your thoughts, your emotions, your decisions, your interactions. When you yield to my spirit's leading, you become a living testament of my presence in the world, a channel through which I can bring healing, inspiration, and transformation to those around you. Far from being a call to perfection, this is an invitation to vibrant fellowship with me, where your heart aligns more closely with mine, and my priorities become your priorities. You will find that your burdens become lighter and your perspective broader as you share in my redemptive work. You are never meant to strive alone in your own strength. Lean into my Spirit's power, and you will witness wonders beyond your greatest expectations. Let your praises rise, even in the storm, for praise is a declaration of trust that resonates powerfully through every trial. Consider Paul and Silas in prison. Their worship shook the foundations of their confinement, leading to a miraculous release. Such is the power of heartfelt praise offered in adversity. When you lift your voice in worship, you invite my presence to break down walls of despair and confusion, replacing them with faith and clarity. Praise aligns your heart with my goodness, reinforcing your confidence that I remain sovereign over all. Though your circumstances may not instantly change, your posture toward them will, and that shift often sets into motion the miracles you've been waiting for. So sing, rejoice, and proclaim my faithfulness, even when you can't see the outcome. I will respond in ways that bring glory to my name and growth to your soul. My promise to protect you is not empty. I am your fortress, strong and unyielding, and in my refuge, you are safe from the storms that threaten to consume you. This protection doesn't guarantee a life devoid of challenges, but it ensures that every hardship you face is an opportunity to lean on me and emerge stronger in faith. You can rest assured that nothing happens outside my sovereign oversight. Though you walk through the fire, you will not be burned, and though you pass through the raging waters, they will not sweep you away, for I have called you by name, and you belong to me. Trust this divine security and let it calm the turmoil within you, replacing it with an unshakable peace that testifies to my all-encompassing love. Be patient with yourself as you grow in understanding and faith. Seeds of insight often require patience before they blossom into full revelation. Rather than rushing the process, celebrate each step of progress, each small realization that clarifies your purpose and deepens your convictions. Look upon nature for lessons. A tiny acorn grows into a mighty oak, but only after many seasons of hidden, gradual development. So it is with you, beloved. Rather than condemning yourself for what you have not yet achieved, look back at how far you've come and place the rest in my hands. This journey is a marathon, not a sprint, and I am at your side every mile, encouraging you to keep going until you witness the full spectrum of blessings I have in store. Never forget that my plans for your life extend beyond your personal well-being. I also position you to influence others, to be a beacon of hope in dark places, and to reflect my compassion to those in need. You are not just a recipient of grace, but also a vessel of it, designed to pour into the lives of others. In your community, workplace, or family, be the voice of encouragement and empathy that points people back to me. This is how the gospel is spread, not only through grand sermons, but through lived testimonies of love and service. As you allow my Spirit to guide your actions, your life becomes a sermon in motion, touching hearts that might otherwise remain closed to any message I wish to speak. I urge you to keep your gaze on me and not be consumed by the chaos that may surround you. When Peter walked on the water, he began to sink only after he focused on the wind and waves instead of my power. So it is with you. The moment you shift your focus away from me, the magnitude of your problems can overwhelm your faith. But if you fix your eyes on my unwavering presence, you will find the courage to do what once seemed impossible. Fear may still whisper, but it cannot dominate a heart steadfastly anchored in my promises. Stand firm, hold my hand, and watch as the seas part before you, making a way where none existed before. You will discover that fear diminishes in the presence of divine assurance. Child, do not let condemnation from others shape your self-perception. The Son of Man was mocked and misunderstood, yet he continued unwavering in his mission. In the same way, remain resolute when external voices try to cast doubt on the authenticity of your calling. I see your dedication, your sacrifices, and your longing to serve my purpose. That is enough. I will vindicate you in the proper time, revealing the purity of your intentions and the depth of your devotion. Stay rooted in the knowledge that you are chosen, called, and beloved. Your validation comes from my heart, not from fleeting human opinion. Walk with your head held high, clinging to the dignity bestowed upon you as a cherished member of my household. Press on, for I have prepared a future for you that overflows with blessings untold, a tapestry of moments woven with threads of grace. Though you may be navigating through difficulties right now, believe that these trials are temporary, like passing clouds that cannot block the sun forever. Soon you will look back and testify of my unyielding faithfulness, drawing others to the light of my truth by your example. Every day you draw closer to the fulfillment of promises set in motion long before you were even aware of them. Stand in alignment with my will, and you will witness doors opening, doors of opportunity, healing, restoration, and joy. Yes, obstacles remain, but they are stepping stones to a higher plane of spiritual maturity, culminating in the wonders you have yet to fully imagine. Recall how I gave Abraham a promise, though the circumstances seemed impossible by human standards. He believed, and I credited it to him as righteousness. Likewise, your faith in my word compels me to act powerfully on your behalf. Step out in faith even when logic warns you to hold back, for I am the God who created the cosmos with a single word. If I can set the galaxies into motion, can I not also handle the intricacies of your life? Fear not, but believe and watch as my perfect plan emerges through the tapestry of your decisions, relationships, and aspirations. Let your faith be active, lived out in obedience and trust, for faith devoid of works is like a seed that never sprouts. You will find your faith is not in vain, for I reward those who earnestly seek me. Enter my peace, that holy rest that lifts you above the clamor of daily strife. In that realm of divine tranquility, you will discover clarity of vision, renewed strength, and unbreakable confidence in my promises. My Spirit invites you to this table of rest, where fear and worry cannot hold sway. Cease your ceaseless striving, and realize that I hold the controls you often try to seize. Relinquish the illusion that you must solve every riddle on your own. Let my peace wash over you like a gentle river, calming the rapids of anxious thought. Here, in my presence, you will find the love that satisfies your deepest longings, the grace that erases your heaviest regrets, and the hope that shields you from the storms of life. Now, my beloved, hear my heart once more. My love for you will never fade. It stands firm and resolute, transcending the changes of time and the frailties of human resolve. You may falter, but my love is unyielding. It is the steady ground beneath your feet, the air that fills your lungs, and the spark that ignites your spirit. Do not let anyone convince you otherwise. Let this love be your compass, guiding you through confusion, and your anchor, holding you secure in every tempest. As you internalize this everlasting truth, may it fuel your hope, revitalizing any part of your heart that has grown weary or cynical. Because you are my child, and I will not cease in my pursuit of your ultimate good. I bless you now with confidence in your identity as my beloved, with peace that quiets restless thoughts, and with joy that defies the gloom of circumstances. Let this blessing extend to your family, your relationships, your work, and the hidden corners of your life where you most crave my touch. May doors of opportunity swing open for you, ushering in the fulfillment of dreams you once feared to speak aloud. I stand at your side, ready to defend you, empower you, and guide you. Walk forward in my peace, for I am the lamp to your path, illuminating each step you take. Let your spirit soar like an eagle, unencumbered by earthly chains, carried upon the currents of my unbreakable promise. Look ahead with unwavering expectation, because I declare that the best is yet to come. You have only glimpsed a fraction of the wonders I have in store for you. Even in challenging seasons, hold fast to this assurance that my grace remains sufficient, my power remains almighty, and my love remains as endless as the heavens. Your story continues, woven with the golden threads of my presence. Stand tall, for you are not a wanderer without a cause. You are a cherished participant in my grand narrative of redemption. Move forward with a heart brimming with hope, for as certainly as the dawn chases away the darkest night, so will my goodness and mercy follow you all the days of your life, until you dwell forever in my holy embrace.